At the end of the last part, we saw Wednesday about to die while Thing was watching her. At the beginning of this part, Wednesday is still unconscious. Maja tells stories of dead people, which Wednesday always liked, and somehow this brings her out of the coma. Suddenly, Wednesday wakes up. She sees Larissa in her visions. Wednesday finds it strange that she is in the principal's office in the middle of the forest. She asks Larissa why she is here. Larissa says, I came to guide you just like Mayor Addams once did. I am your distant relative and I know everything about you. You lost your powers, you freed Tyler from the asylum, and now you must set everything right. Wednesday replies that she needs her powers back to do that. Larissa tells her, your powers are within you. You just used them wrongly before. Now you must rise and protect everyone. Meanwhile, Judy tells reporters that the asylum power went out, dangerous prisoners escaped, and many were killed or captured again. Only 3 remain free: Tyler, a zombie, and 1 more. The sheriff warns everyone to report if they see them. He believes Tyler is injured and hiding somewhere in the city. At the same time, a hired killer starts hunting outcasts on Judy's orders. Judy tells him his last mission is to find and kill Project 1938 because it is too dangerous. Later, Judy meets Wednesday. She tries to act friendly, but Wednesday warns her that soon the sheriff will discover her secret lab. Judy says she already destroyed all evidence and tells Wednesday not to interfere. Wednesday asks about patient 1938, but Judy avoids answering. Soon after, Wednesday finds a threatening note from Tyler. He says he will kill her and Enid tonight. Wednesday rushes to find him, but he has already escaped. On the other side, the siren girl hides her mother because her father wants to use their siren powers. Wednesday goes back to her room and finds Enid there. Larissa, still only visible to Wednesday, tells her to warn Enid. Wednesday says Tyler is coming to kill them both, but Enid leaves to be with her wolf gang. Larissa tells Wednesday to tell Enid the truth about her death, but she does not. That evening, the principal announces a special event for the outcasts. All the children will gather in the cemetery to honor their ancestors. The students are excited, but Venusti warns that Tyler might attack there. The principal refuses to cancel, saying many outcasts together can defeat Hyde. Elsewhere, the killer follows footprints to a cave. Inside, Tyler is hiding, weak and hurt. Tyler's dad appears and scolds him for killing his master, calling it his biggest mistake. Tyler screams and the killer hears him. Just then, Hyde appears and kills the killer with 1 strike. Outside, the zombie hears the noise and goes inside. Meanwhile, Wednesday studies Tyler's master's diary and learns how she can become Hyde's new master. She prepares a chemical injection to control Tyler. Morticia and Larissa both warn her that it is dangerous, but Wednesday doesn't listen. Later, Wednesday meets Project 1938, whose real name is Fairy. She was once Morticia's classmate. Fairy admits she is Tyler's mother and says she only wants to save her son. Morticia agrees to help her and they make a deal. That night, all the outcasts gather at the cemetery. Tyler appears and Enid follows him. Enid's friends call Tyler crazy for killing his master. Tyler gets angry, throws everyone aside, and goes to kill Enid. Wednesday steps forward and says she will be his new master. But suddenly another Hyde appears. It is Fairy. She attacks Wednesday, then grabs Tyler and leaves. Morticia explains that Fairy promised to take her son and escape the city. Later that night, Wednesday writes in her novel again. Meanwhile, zombie Isaac kills a couple, while Fairy and Tyler hide together. Annie suddenly transforms into a werewolf even though it is not a full moon, shocking the music teacher. Wednesday then wears Enid's clothes and pretends to be her, dancing like her in front of everyone, leaving people confused. Finally, we see a flashback from 17 hours earlier. The principal had set a school curfew to keep students safe. Wednesday meets Larissa, who explains that her powers are tied to her family. Since Wednesday's bond with Morticia is weak, her powers disappeared. To get them back, she must repair her relationship with her mother. In the end, the professor reveals that Fairy's brother, Isaac, was once his best student. Isaac built a machine that kept the professor alive, but during one of his experiments, there was an explosion. Everyone thought Isaac died and his body was buried under the skull tree, but these may only be rumors. She is shocked to hear this. Then Wednesday gives the task of finding out about Isaac to Agus. Bug also gives him a picture which he had found from Isaac. When Wednesday sees that picture carefully, she understands that Isaac is searching for his sister. And the most shocking thing is that this sister is none other than Fairy herself. On the other side, Fairy picks up Tyler in her arms and hugs him tightly. With tears in her eyes, she apologizes for going away from her son for so long. Meanwhile, the music teacher comes to meet Enid. He looks at her seriously and says, "Last night you transformed into a werewolf, but that night was not even a full moon. That means you are not just any werewolf, you are an alpha, and an alpha werewolf is the most powerful of all." At the same time, Wednesday goes to meet her grandmother. She says with desperation, "I want my powers back. There must be some way. I have freed one Hyde already, but now I have to face 2 Hydes at once." Grandmother listens and replies, "The most powerful raven was Rosa. Your mom and dad once lived in her house. On her grave, there is a mantra written. If someone touches the grave and recites that mantra, then they can get their powers back. Listening to this, Wednesday makes up her mind. At night, she sets out to go to Rose's grave. Enid stops her and says, "You cannot go out now. There is a strict curfew in the school. If anyone breaks it, all his friends will be banned from the gala event." But Wednesday replies firmly, "I have freed Tyler and Fairy. I cannot just sit quietly now. I must go alone and fix all these things." Saying this, she leaves from there. After some time, Thing comes and tells Enid that the music teacher is about to come to check their room. Enid becomes worried and quickly goes after Wednesday to bring her back. On the other side, Wednesday has already reached Rose's grave. She places her hand on the grave and begins chanting the mantra. Suddenly, she sees a vision. In the vision, she enters a secret room inside Rose's house. There, Rosa appears and asks, "Why have you come here?" Wednesday bows her head and says, "I want my powers back. Many lives are in danger. Please help me." Rosa then places Wednesday's hand on a burning candle and says, "You will get your powers back, but you must keep your hand here until the process completes. If you remove your hand before time, a big problem will happen." Wednesday gathers courage and starts taking the power back, but just then Enid arrives. She panics and pulls Wednesday's hand away from the grave. The spell breaks immediately. Both of them look at each other in shock, and the next moment they faint and fall to the ground. The next morning, when they wake up in their room, they feel something very strange in their bodies. They scream loudly when they realize that their bodies have been exchanged. Now Wednesday has become Enid, and Enid has become Wednesday. At that very moment, Larissa appears and says, "You broke the rules of the spell. That is why this happened. This is your punishment." Wednesday quickly asks, "How can we go back to our bodies?" Larissa replies, "You will have to find out yourself." Wednesday tells Enid, "We have to fix everything. But till then, we must stay normal in front of everyone. No one should know about this." Enid finds it a little simple to live as Wednesday, but because of her style and behavior, people start noticing that something is wrong. Later, Enid meets Agnes, who is thinking she is Wednesday. Enid casually asks for her daily milkshake. Agnes replies, "But you are allergic to colors, right?" Enid quickly covers up, "It is not like that, I lied before." She then drinks the milkshake and leaves. Soon after, Enid's friend comes to meet her. But Wednesday, trapped inside Enid's body, suddenly loses her temper. She beats him badly and warns him to stay away from her. The boy is completely confused, not understanding what happened to Enid today. On the other side, Enid, still in Wednesday's body, starts getting infection and rashes on her skin because of the milkshake colors. Her body becomes weak and painful. But then Morticia gives her a cream to apply, which heals her a little. Even so, Morticia starts feeling that Wednesday is acting very strange today. Later, Wednesday goes back to Rose's grave and places her hand again, trying to chant the mantra, but nothing happens. At that moment, Larissa appears again and says, "You did this mess with Enid, so you cannot fix it alone." Earlier also, 2 ravens made the same mistake, and within 24 hours one of them died. Now maybe the same will happen to Enid. Wednesday is shocked and terrified to hear this. Meanwhile, Fairy is taking care of Tyler. Suddenly, there is a knock on the door. Fairy opens it and is stunned to see Isaac standing there alive. She cannot believe her eyes because she thought her brother was dead, but Isaac smiles and says, "Sister, I missed you so much." Fairy hugs him tightly, and Tyler also gets happy to meet his uncle. But soon Fairy's health starts to deteriorate. She tells Isaac weakly, "I cannot live for long." Isaac looks at her with determination and says, "I always wanted to make you normal by ending your powers. This time I will do it." Then he also confesses, "I have killed Jody." Hearing this, Fairy is shocked but also strangely happy because she knows how dangerous Jody was. On the other side, Wednesday, still trapped in Enid's body, plays her music. The music teacher comes there, praises her, and says, "You are becoming more like Wednesday now, but you must keep quiet because Enid can transform into a werewolf anytime. That is why she will have to stay locked in the cage inside the school." Wednesday is shocked to hear this. Then Rosa appears again and warns her, "You have time only till morning. If you don't go back to your real bodies, you will die." At the same time, Enid, pretending to be Wednesday, tries to know more about Wednesday's family. She picks up Wednesday's novel to prepare for the Addams family dinner. But while reading, she discovers something that breaks her heart. Wednesday has written many times that Enid is just a stupid girl and that she always has to save her. Enid gets angry after reading this and decides to give Wednesday a lesson. She comes back to school in her own colorful style, roaming and dancing. But again, she starts getting infection because of the colors. Her condition becomes worse and she starts screaming in pain. Wednesday sees this and becomes worried. Isaac also said that if Fairy does not have height, then she can live forever. Hearing this, Fairy's eyes filled with tears and she smiled weakly. Then both Isaac and Fairy came out together and started increasing the power of the machine. The room was filled with strange sounds, the air heavy with sparks of energy. But by then, Tyler had caught Agus tightly. Agus struggled and shouted, but Tyler did not let him go. Tyler then told Isaac, he is Wednesday's friend. If we keep him alive, he will create problems. Isaac nodded coldly and said, lock him in the cage. Once the experiment is complete, I will eat him myself. At that very moment, Wednesday and Enid also reached there. They hid behind the wall for a second, watching the scene. Wednesday whispered to Enid, we must free Agus first. Slowly, she crept toward the cage. Just as she was about to open it, Tyler appeared in front of her. His eyes were burning with anger. But before he could do anything, Enid attacked him from behind with full force. Tyler shouted in pain and fell forward. Wednesday then kicked him hard, throwing him away across the floor. But something strange began happening. Wednesday's body started shaking. Her bones cracked, her claws grew longer. Right there in front of everyone, she began to change. But by then, Wednesday had fully turned into a werewolf. Meanwhile, Agus became invisible and started messing with the machine. He ran around quickly, pulling out wires, pressing buttons, causing the energy to go out of control. Isaac and Tyler panicked and rushed to save Fairy from the unstable power. But Wednesday, now a raging werewolf, broke free with a loud crash. She leaped out, her claws ready. Tyler was about to get badly hurt, but Fairy stepped in front of him, raising her hand. Stop, she shouted, protecting her son. Wednesday froze for a moment, giving Enid the chance to scream, get out of there, Wednesday, the machine is about to blast. After some time, Wednesday slowly returned to Enid's form. Exhausted, she collapsed on the ground. Enid came to her, holding her hand, and praised her bravery. You are much stronger than you believe, she said. At that moment, Agus finally understood that both of their bodies had been exchanged. Soon after, Wednesday took Enid to Rose's grave again. Together, they touched the cold stone. Their hands trembled as they began speaking about each other. Enid's eyes filled with tears as she said, Wednesday, you are very brave. I have always admired your courage. Wednesday lowered her head and confessed, and Enid, you are very powerful. I always thought you were weak, but that was my mistake. You are stronger than I ever knew. Just then, lightning struck the sky. The next second, their bodies collapsed on the ground, unconscious. When they woke up, they realized with joy that their bodies had returned back to normal. But happiness did not last long. Wednesday suddenly saw Larissa standing nearby. Larissa's cold voice echoed, Enid will not die now, but remember, someone from the Addams family is going to die soon. Her eyes glowed as she pointed to a grave in the dark world. The grave was freshly dug, but the name on it was still missing. Wednesday shivered, not knowing whose fate was sealed. Wednesday told Enid, you will not die now, but someone from my family, someone close to me, is going to die. Agus then interrupted, saying, I have found Isaac's diary. You should read it. It contains everything. Later, Wednesday went to meet her parents. She looked at her mom and dad with anger and pain. You both have so many secrets, she said. I never knew the truth. Pugsley's zombie friend is actually Isaac. And Dad, was he your roommate and friend too? Her father sighed deeply and replied, yes, Isaac was my friend, but that old man Jody's father was obsessed with experiments. He used Isaac for his work. I only wanted to save him, but I failed. Wednesday clenched her fists, her eyes wet. Now Isaac is fully alive again, she said slowly, and he has reunited with Fairy. This is going to bring more danger. She then turned to her mother and added, it is not Enid who will die, it is someone from our family. That is what Larissa told me. Meanwhile, the music teacher warned Enid. In 2 days, a full moon night is coming. If you transform into a werewolf on that night, you will never return to normal. You will remain a wolf for life. And worse, if you become the alpha werewolf, then all the wolves of the world will sense you. They will hunt you down to kill you. You must remain locked in a cage every night, otherwise you will not survive. On the other side, Wednesday went to the location where Fairy, Isaac, and Tyler were hiding. There she found a strange butterfly flying. She carefully caught it and brought it back to Pugsley's friend. The moment he saw it, his eyes widened. This butterfly belongs to Isaac, he explained. He uses them to turn people into zombies. Butterflies always find their master no matter where he hides. Through this, we will find Isaac. Pugsley overheard and said softly, I never had a real friend. That is why I made Isaac my friend. His words were filled with sadness, and then he quietly walked away. Wednesday, however, was determined. She gave the task of tracking Isaac through the butterfly to Pugsley's friend. At the same time, the principal was busy showing Wednesday's grandmother the new design of the school. With fake pride, he said, in the upcoming gala event, I will make your family proud, but in return, I need a large donation. The grandmother frowned, unimpressed. I don't like greedy people like you, she replied sharply. I will not give you a single penny. She turned to leave, but just then the principal called the siren girl. With her hypnotic powers, she made the grandmother agree to donate all her wealth to the school willingly. The grandmother, now under the spell, nodded and agreed. At the same time, Tyler was treating Fairy. Her health was failing and she desperately needed blood. Without hesitation, Tyler cut his hand and gave her his own blood. Fairy's face lit up with life again. But Wednesday suddenly entered the room. Wednesday arrives and starts fighting with the Siren Girl and says, "With your powers, you are forcing my grandmother to donate." The Siren Girl tells everything to her that the principal is forcing her to do this and threatening her and her mother. The Siren Girl tells her to forget everything and leaves. But Agus reveals that the principal is threatening the Siren Girl and has also locked up her mother, hoping to make money by using their powers. Agus disguises herself as Wednesday, trying to be her best friend, but Wednesday tells her, "You're not special, you can never be like me." Heartbroken, Agus leaves. The principal then kills her partner's father because he refused to work with her. That night the gala event begins. Everyone, including the Addams family, attends. Enid feels sad and alone, but she meets Agus, who admits she only wanted to be like Wednesday. Enid advises her, "Be yourself, you don't need to become Wednesday." This comforts Agus. Meanwhile, Enid's classmate frees the Siren Girl's mother. Wednesday arrives and tells Enid they must stop the principal and remove her amulet. She also tells Enid it's good she has found her own identity, which makes her happy. The dance begins. Enid dances with Agus, who then turns invisible, sneaks to the principal and steals her amulet. She finishes the dance with Enid and everyone cheers. Soon after, the Siren Girl forces the principal on stage and makes him confess. The principal admits to forcing donations, imprisoning the Siren's mother, trying to steal Nanny's wealth, and even killing his own partner. Everyone is shocked. The principal regains control, grabs the Siren Girl, and accidentally sets fire to the chandelier. Enid's classmate uses her Medusa powers to turn him into stone. The chandelier falls and crushes him, killing him. Nanny happily thanks Wednesday for saving her wealth. Just then, Pug's friend tells Wednesday that Isaac is in the cemetery. Morticia realizes Pug is missing too. In the cemetery, Pug meets Isaac, now fully human, who captures him. When Wednesday arrives, she only finds butterflies and realizes Pug has been taken. The police begin searching, but no one knows Isaac's true plan. Wednesday, Maja, and Larissa seek Nanny's help. Using their powers together, Wednesday sees a vision of the past. Years ago, Isaac built a machine to cure his sister Fairy using electricity powers from Wednesday's father, but Isaac tried to steal all his powers. To protect him, Morticia destroyed the machine. Isaac died, but Fairy survived. Wednesday's father lost his powers, and Isaac's body was secretly buried. Now, Isaac wants to repeat this experiment using Pug's powers. Meanwhile, Isaac is reunited with Fairy, but still plans to sacrifice Pug. Tyler helps him by leaving Pug's clothes in another part of the city to confuse everyone. That night, Enid locks herself away, afraid of transforming under the full moon. Pug's friend feels guilty for not protecting him, while Wednesday blames herself too. Later, Wednesday receives Isaac's message summoning her to the cemetery. There, Isaac holds Pug captive. Thing tries to attack but is caught by Tyler. Isaac then reveals the truth. Thing is actually his severed hand from the past. After Morticia cut it off, the hand came alive and later joined the Addams family. Now Isaac sews it back onto his body, making himself whole again. He then buries Wednesday alive. Agus, who sees this, tells Enid. Despite the danger of turning into a permanent werewolf, Enid transforms under the full moon, digs up the ground, and saves Wednesday. Wednesday wakes to see Enid as a werewolf and feels sad, but Enid runs away. Morticia, her husband, and Larissa arrive. Together they prepare to save Pug. In the school tower, Isaac repairs the machine with his powers. Wednesday climbs up with Morticia while her father calls the police. Isaac begins draining Pug's electricity powers to heal Fairy. Tyler resists, but Fairy insists. Wednesday frees Tyler, who transforms into Hyde and attacks Isaac. Fairy tries to stop him, but mother and son begin fighting, their battle spilling outside. The lab explodes. Fairy sacrifices herself to save Tyler, falling to her death. Tyler is left heartbroken. Isaac, furious, tries to kill Wednesday. She calls to Thing, begging him to remember the Addams family. Isaac insists Thing belongs to him, but at the last moment Thing regains control, rips out Isaac's machine heart and kills him. Thing returns to the Addams family and everyone is overjoyed.